Here we are. You probably already noticed that this video has a different look to it, and I'm actually really happy to be showing you just some aspects of collecting, especially involving safety, firearm safety and storage, and displaying firearms. So you can see that behind me is no typical gun rack. I used to have the wood ones there. And you know that I have the channel and I try to put as much time as I can into it, and you're constantly getting requests to answer a question about a gun, so then you're going into the vault, bringing a gun out, other guns you want to have on display, but you really can't see the guns that are behind me, although I had some on the wall. And I guess what happened is a really fine gentleman by the name of Gabe at HoldUp Displays in Wisconsin. It's a family-owned operation. He must have been watching my videos and realized that this man needs help. That would be me. Too many guns and so much going on with the channel. So he contacted me, and in no time this system arrived, and I'm so impressed with it, and it's such a fundamental thing for a gun collector that I thought I'll devote most of the video to it. I think you'll find it interesting just because it's so well thought out. So I'll start with the wall display. What a fantastic thing they came up with. When it arrived, I thought this would be paperboard, but it's not. I believe it's aluminum. I actually couldn't see anything in the documentation explaining what it's made out of, but it's definitely not that paperboard, you know, that press stuff with essentially a photographic image of wood. That's aluminum. Of course, I had needed some help locating the studs and getting this thing all set up. So these slats fit together. These hangers all slide, so you can locate them anyway, and you can imagine the people that helped me with my videos had these guns in different arrangements. We had actually more guns, and we could have pistols up there. These are the rifle hangers. These are fully adjustable, and right now I have it set up so that there's no straps securing the rifle, but it's not a bad idea to have the strap on. You could actually use Velcro. You could even use a locking device if you wanted. And you can see especially for people who aren't familiar with trigger locks, they're very inexpensive and they create a time delay. You know, as everybody knows, any kind of lock can be defeated. These are very simple. These don't require a key. They just require a tool. This is a primitive thing. I just got fed up of fumbling with that key, and that's a lot of threading. And what you're doing is buying time, because you know, most firearms accidents, actually all accidents involving any machine, just require time. So if you can lengthen the time, it gives people time to think, and if somebody's stealing something, they're usually they don't have tons of time. Anyway, that's another subject. These are those primitive locks, like I said, which I like because they are primitive. But you can always get these. I'm veering a little bit away from the hold-up stuff, just mainly for younger viewers, but for anybody. You can buy these combination locks, they're lovely, except for a person like me. I tend to forget the combinations, so if you own those, it's always handy to have a drill and a hammer to get those off. So I try to stick with the keys, and with a larger collection, even the keys become difficult to manage. What else did Gabe send me? Oh, well, these locking devices, I didn't install them, but I could. They just lock the sliders so that this can't tip out of the grooves, which is a good idea. But I didn't install them because I noticed when I took them on and off, I had good luck, and they weren't moving much. And then what else do we have here? So we've got the locks. Oh, this is for handguns. These would obviously work with handguns or with fishing rods, which is kind of interesting. And I have fishing rods, but I thought since the channel is mainly about firearms, I better stick with the firearms. And then you'll see the big Zeiss. I thought I'd stick it on the table just for fun. That's some kind of an anniversary scope. I got that years ago. It looks a little different. And that's a hold-up display as well. And that is designed for scopes, actually. I use it over here for barrels, just because as you know, I have barrels as well. And you know, the whole design of everything from HoldUp was so simple and so smart, and everything extremely well made. And as you know, I appreciate, you know, well made things. This is one of my favorites. This is really cool. Doesn't look like much, does it? But it starts like this, and you depress this button till you get the click, and now you've got the beginning of a rack. So this goes in here. We tighten this up like so, and then this tips down. Should have made more room. And it's a little tricky. And this goes on here. And then you have exactly the kind of rack that I need in here, but that you also need in a hunting camp. You know how it is. There's a gun leaning against a truck. There's a gun leaning against a tree. You just have this rack which folds up to nothing. It's all padded with rubber, so nothing gets damaged. I can't think of a more intelligent design. Just marvelous. In fact, yeah, I think this is sort of a prize winner, this one. What else can I show you? We talked about the trigger locks. We talked about the handgun hangers. The rifles, I mean, we've got some nice rifles up there. This will be way better for the channel because I'm not sure I'll be standing through all the videos. There it is. So that is all this takes. In fact, it disappears into such a small section that before we started filming, somebody asked me where's the rack, because it's so compact. But yeah, it's way better for the channel because you can see, you know, some of the rifles. I think we made a video on this one for Patreon. It's a rare Swiss rifle, Blaser R8. I don't shoot that enough. Percussion, my Ruger #1. That's a German Mauser 22. Ruger 1022 takedown. This is Remington 700, of course. Berno, Remington Custom Shop, Ruger 7744, Japanese reproduction of an 1873, and that's a custom flintlock. Can't remember the maker's name, Roberts, if I'm not wrong. Anyhow, we can move these guns around. You can see them in the background. That's far better. So altogether, this whole system that Gabe sent just makes a lot of sense. So on the pistol rack is really great. Everything's designed. There's no damage to the barrel. This is a unique, that's the maker, like UNIQUE from France. It's an Olympic 22 short target pistol, just magnificent pistol. And this is just a flare gun, military flare gun. I also try to pick these up because they're interesting as well, and one can get adapters for them. All right, well, I hope that that's meaningful to you, and these kinds of systems, I think, are very helpful because they make you focus on what you have, what you're going to show, and locking the things up. I should put those straps on, and I very much like the idea of the locking straps. So again, more time. Somebody gets in here, which would be hard to do, but for other reasons. But if they ever did get in here, there'd be a lot of technical difficulties in getting the guns out, and then there are the trigger locks. So it's layer upon layer of security, which is what you want. All right, well, I hope you find that interesting. And Gabe, thanks again, and to your family as well. Just a super addition to the channel, and I always think I'm forgetting something, and I probably am, but I'll try to include it next time. So thanks for watching, and take care until next time.